About 24 years ago, a horrific incident took place in Patna, the capital of Bihar, which can still send shivers down your spine. As dreadful as that incident was, the attitude of the police and administration after it happened was even more terrifying. The police themselves prepared the post-mortem report before the actual post-mortem. The police themselves were involved in destroying evidence. It is alleged that the Patna police at that time used their full power to save the culprits instead of delivering justice to the victim. The reason for this was that the prime suspect in this case was none other than the brother-in-law of former Bihar Chief Minister Lalu Prasad Yadav and the brother of the then Bihar Chief Minister Rabri Devi, Sadhu Yadav. It is said that at that time Sadhu Yadav himself was the government. Due to this, the police completely changed the truth and suppressed the series as a claim, but according to claims, the truth was something else. So what was the complete truth of this Shilpi Gautam case? Let's know everything in detail. Believe me, when you hear the whole truth of this case, your soul will tremble. Before moving forward in the story, if you have not yet subscribed to the English Crime Story channel, quickly subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. So let's start the story now. First of all, it is very important to know about the characters of this story. The two most important characters in this story are Shilpi Jain and Gautam Singh. At the time of this incident, Shilpi Jain was 23 years old. Shilpi was the daughter of a big Patna businessman, Ujjval Kumar Jain. Around 1999, Ujjval Jain used to run a very big ready-made clothing store named Kamal Stores in Patna. Shilpi Jain was very good at studies from childhood. Along with being good at studies, Shilpi was also very beautiful to look at. She had also won the Miss Patna title a few years before the incident. At the time of the incident, Shilpi was doing computer classes after completing her graduation from Patna Women's College. The second important character in this story, Gautam Singh, was also not an ordinary person. Gautam Singh's father's name was Dr. V.N. Singh, who lived in London with his entire family. From time to time, he also used to visit Patna. Dr. V.N. Singh was one of Lalu Prasad Yadav's closest associates. How, we will know further, because Gautam Singh's father was close to Lalu Prasad Yadav. Gautam Singh gets a chance to understand Bihar politics closely, and he leaves London and tries to make his future in politics while staying in Patna. Around 1999, Lalu Yadav was in jail on charges of the fodder scam, while Lalu Yadav's wife Rabri Devi had now become the chief minister of Bihar. In Lalu Yadav's absence, Rabri Devi's brother, i.e., Lalu Yadav's brother-in-law Sadhu Yadav, was playing a very important role in running the government. People of that era even say that Sadhu Yadav was merely an MLC MLA, but in reality at that time Sadhu Yadav was the government. High-ranking officials used to be around Sadhu Yadav. Since Gautam Singh and Lalu Yadav's family had old acquaintances, Gautam Singh did not have much difficulty in making a place in politics, and very soon he became acquainted with Sadhu Yadav. Being close to Sadhu Yadav, Gautam Singh rapidly gained a new identity in the party. Gautam Singh, along with Sadhu Yadav, also started a restaurant called Silver Oak on Patna's famous Fraser Road. That is, Sadhu Yadav and Gautam Singh also became business partners. Shilpi Jain and Gautam Singh were both from Patna and belonged to influential families. One day Shilpi met Gautam, and in their very first meeting, they became good friends, and in no time, their friendship turned into love. Both loved each other dearly and even planned to live together. But this dream of theirs remained unfulfilled because on the night of July 3, 1999, the bodies of Shilpi Jain and Gautam Singh were found inside a Maruti Zen car in the garage of MLA Quarter, Bungalow number 12, under the Gandhi Maidan police station. The news of the death of two young people from prominent families caused a sensation throughout Patna. Everyone was desperate to know who had done this to them. All sorts of rumors began to circulate, but no one knew the truth. In fact, no one knows the truth even today, because immediately after their bodies were found, the Patna police declared the cause of death as suicide without any post-mortem or viscera report. Was this really the case? Perhaps not, because a different discussion was floating in the air of Patna, separate from the police's theory. According to the discussion, on July 2, 1999, Shilpi Jain, as usual, left her home in the morning to go to her computer class. While leaving home, Shilpi Jain was wearing a white kurta. After leaving home, Shilpi Jain sat on a rickshaw and headed towards her computer class. Shilpi Jain's rickshaw had just gone a little further when a boy stopped his car in front of the rickshaw and asked Shilpi where she was going. Seeing the boy, Shilpi Jain said that she was going to her computer class. In response, the boy said that he was also going there and if she wanted, he could drop her at her institute. Allegedly, this boy was none other than a close friend of Gautam Singh, whom Shilpi Jain also knew quite well. Since the boy was an acquaintance of Gautam and had met Shilpi several times before, Shilpi paid the rickshaw puller and got off the rickshaw and sat in the boy's car. The car continued towards Shilpi Jain's computer institute for some time, but a little further on, the boy turned the car onto a different road. When the car turned onto another road, Shilpi Jain asked the boy, "Where are you taking me?" He replied, "We'll go towards Fulvari Sharif, where Gautam Singh is staying at the Valmiki guest house. He wants to meet you." For those who don't know, Fulvari Sharif is a city connected to Patna. While today Fulvari Sharif is completely populated, in the 90s it was a very desolate area. Seeing the car turn onto another road, Shilpi Jain initially got scared, but as soon as she heard that Gautam Singh was present at the guest house, Shilpi readily agreed to go with the boy. However, the truth was that Gautam Singh was not present in that guest house. Gautam Singh received information about this a little later, that a boy had taken Shilpi by car to Thuami guest house in Fulvari Sharif. Gautam Singh immediately became anxious and took out his white Maruti Zen car and rushed towards the guest house. The biggest reason for Gautam Singh's anxiety was that being closely associated with politics, Gautam Singh knew very well that in those days, Thuami guest house used to be a hub for big leaders' revelry. Plagued by apprehensions of an untoward incident, Gautam Singh rushed to the Valmiki guest house and saw that Shilpi was locked in a room and several people were around her, trying to force themselves upon her. Seeing all this, Gautam Singh rushed inside and tried to stop the people present there. But the people present there did not listen to Gautam Singh at all and instead started beating Gautam Singh. The people beating Gautam Singh were not strangers but rather very close acquaintances of Gautam Singh who were politicians. Gautam begged for mercy from those people, but they did not listen to Gautam at all. And after severely beating Gautam, they brutally committed a heinous act with Shilpi Jain. After committing the heinous act with Shilpi, the people present their strangled Shilpi and Gautam to death and then put their bodies in Gautam Singh's car. Then the car was brought near Gandhi Maidan overnight and parked in the garage of the MLA bungalow. Meanwhile, when Shilpi did not return home by late evening, her family members started calling Shilpi's friends and relatives. People were also put on the search for Shilpi, but no trace of Shilpi was found anywhere. Even the evening passed, and Shilpi did not return home. A report of their daughter's disappearance was also filed at the police station. Soon after, news came that Gautam Singh was also missing. After this, the search for both of them began. They were searched for throughout the day, but no trace was found anywhere. Several hours passed in this search. Then, the next day, on July 3, 1999, around 9 p.m., a police team suddenly reached bungalow number 12 of the MLA quarter, under the Gandhi Maidan police station, and opened the garage. Inside the garage, the police found Gautam Singh's white Maruti Zen car. Upon searching inside the car, it was found that the bodies of Shilpi Jain and Gautam Singh were inside the car. A few moments after the police arrived, Lalu Yadav's brother-in-law, Sadhu Yadav, also arrived with his supporters and started creating a ruckus. The answer to who informed Sadhu Yadav that the police had found the car from the garage and why Sadhu Yadav was creating a ruckus there has never been found to this day. It is still unknown who informed the police that night that there was a car inside the garage and that there were bodies of Shilpi and Gautam in it. Anyway, Shilpi had left home wearing a white kurta, but when her body was found in the car, she was only wearing Gautam's t-shirt, while Gautam was completely naked. According to those who saw the bodies closely at that time, it was clear from looking at the bodies that they had been brutally murdered. There were also marks of shoe beating on Shilpi's body. Amidst the ruckus of Sadhu Yadav's supporters, the police immediately took possession of both bodies and sent them to PMCH for post-mortem. What should have happened was that the police should have collected evidence from the car on the spot or towed the car to the police station with the help of another crane. However, a Patna police constable himself drove the car to the police station, due to which several important pieces of evidence, including the culprit's fingerprints from the car's steering, were erased. While the police are often accused of working very slowly, in the case of Shilpi Jain and Gautam Singh, a unique speed of the Patna police was observed. Their post-mortem and viscera report had not even arrived when the police announced that both had died due to suffocation from carbon monoxide gas. Meanwhile, both were post-mortemed in the dark of night. Gautam Singh's family members were still in London. Despite this, Gautam Singh's last rites were performed by the Patna police in the dark of night without their permission. No relative of Gautam Singh attended his last rites. In a hurry, Shilpi Jain's last rites were also performed the next morning. After the funeral, when the post-mortem report came from PMCH, the cause of death was not clearly stated. However, the possibility was certainly raised that both had died by consuming poison. Now, the Patna police also retracted their previous statement and claimed that both had committed suicide by consuming poison. On one hand, there was the claim of the Patna police, and on the other hand, a common discussion was circulating among the people that Shilpi Jain was brutally assaulted first, and then both of them were murdered. Due to the attitude of the Patna police, people's anger started increasing, and opposition parties also started cornering the Rabri Devi government. The Bihar government was accused that since the mastermind of this case was said to be none other than Rabri Devi's brother, Sadhu Yadav, the Patna police and the Bihar government were doing everything to save Sadhu Yadav. Demands were made to the Bihar government to hand over the investigation of the matter to the CBI. Initially, the Bihar government did not pay any attention to this demand. But when the commotion increased, finally, the then Chief Minister of Bihar, Rabri Devi, handed over the investigation of the matter to the CBI 2 months after the incident, i.e. in September. As soon as the CBI took over this case, they first sent Shilpi Jain's vaginal fluid for examination to the forensic lab in Hyderabad. Besides this, every aspect of the case was re-examined by the CBI. After some time, when Shilpi Jain's report came from the forensic lab in Hyderabad, a different claim emerged, contrary to the claims of the Patna police. According to the forensic report, Shilpi Jain had been raped by more than one person because semen from more than one person was found in the vaginal fluid. After this report came, the CBI now demanded a DNA test of the prime suspect in this case, Sadhu Yadav. A DNA test could have clearly revealed whose semen was found on Shilpi Jain's body. Sadhu Yadav's blood sample was requested for a DNA test, but Sadhu Yadav flatly refused the DNA test. The surprising thing was that the CBI did not seek further legal help in this matter. If the CBI had wanted, they could have gone to court and forced Sadhu Yadav to give a DNA sample, but the CBI did not do anything like that and finally, in 2003, submitted a closure report in this matter. The CBI told the court that they had found nothing suspicious in the investigation, but rather, the investigation clearly showed that Shilpi Jain and Gautam Singh had committed suicide by consuming poison. This means that the CBI, after 4 years, reached the same conclusion that the Patna police had made as soon as the bodies were found, even before the post-mortem report. After this, questions arose that if these two committed suicide, then how did the semen samples of more than one person, found on Shilpi Jain's body according to the Hyderabad Forensic Lab report, appear? The CBI gave a very surprising argument that it was actually sweat, not semen. In this way, first the police and then the CBI gave the entire matter the form of suicide and closed the investigation of this case. Shilpi Jain's family members completely rejected this investigation by the CBI and said that the CBI had submitted a false report under pressure. They maintained that their daughter had been murdered. You may not have heard these things before, but according to some claims, Gautam's father, Dr. VN Singh, and Lalu Yadav had a very close relationship. It is even alleged that VN Singh played a very important role in getting Lalu Yadav's famous fodder scam money to Swiss banks through Hawala. When the son of Virendra Singh, who was so close to the Lalu family, died under mysterious circumstances, he never once raised his voice for justice. At least, not a single media report has emerged where it has been revealed that Gautam's family members demanded justice. On the other hand, Shilpi Jain's family members continuously demanded a reinvestigation of this case. Even in 2006, Shilpi Jain's brother, Prashant Jain, started preparing to go to the Supreme Court to demand a reinvestigation of this matter. He was still in his preparations when suddenly, on January 6, 2007, as Prashant Jain was about to enter his house in Wood Market, Some people abducted him from the doorstep of his house. However, 2 days after the abduction, the criminals left Prashant Jain on the Mahatma Gandhi Setu, which connects Patna and Hajipur, and Prashant Jain returned home safely. After this, he never again demanded a reinvestigation of this case, and thus the deaths of Shilpi Jain and Gautam Singh remained a mystery, and all the prime suspects are still living a peaceful life. Even though the police and CBI declared it a suicide case, the police have not been able to answer some questions to this day. If these two committed suicide, why did they commit suicide after taking off their clothes? If these two committed suicide, how did shoe marks appear on Shilpi Jain's body? When Sadhu Yadav refused to give his DNA sample, why did the CBI not seek further legal help? How did the police know that there was a car inside the garage and that there were 2 bodies in the car? And how did this news reach Sadhu Yadav? Why did the police rush the postmortem so much? And why was Gautam Singh's funeral performed so quickly? It is not that only the police were accused of negligence. Even during the CBI investigation, it was alleged that the CBI deliberately ignored several important pieces of evidence. In this way, there are dozens of questions to which neither the CBI nor the police could give answers, and without answers, this case remained buried in court files as a suicide case. Friends, what are your thoughts on this entire case? Do tell us in the comment box. If you liked our effort, then like and share this video. If you have not yet subscribed to the English Crime Story channel, then quickly subscribe to the channel and also turn on notifications by pressing the bell icon before leaving. Thank you.